Hint. Can I get a thumbs up if you can hear me? Excellent. I was quite worried there for a second because I usually say the thumbs up thing, and like I get usually this is the first time I never got a thumbs up on the first time. All right. It works. Friends, we're going to meet Sukhasana as usual in a comfy seat. Oh, look, I can stay on for the meantime. October showers. Definitely approaching winter. Let's take a nice big stretch. Inhale, fill the body up full of air. Lift the hands up. Let's move the sit bones back, lengthen out the legs. Once you find your little bit of space, lengthen out the ribs, lengthen out the arms. And then bring the hands to prayer. And exhale, lower the prayer down through the center line. Resting the prayer at the heart. And it's here in Sukhasana. We're going to do a little bit of pranayama. A little bit of breath exercise to kick us off. Also to help us ground. Let's just start clearing out the energy channels in the body. Or if not clearing them out, maybe reinforcing them. Just having a bit of fun. So let's take a few nice deep breaths. Equal part inhale to equal part exhale. And take your attention, turn it away from the outside world. It's there, it'll continue. Allow yourself to be here in this moment. Perhaps relax the shoulders a little bit. Perhaps lengthen the back of the neck a little. Perhaps start engaging a little bit more through the central line. Maybe squeezing the abdomen a bit. Lifting the rib cage. So the more we squeeze the belly in, we lift the solar plexus up. As the heart opens, it allows us to roll the shoulders. Pelvis, sitting nice, neutral. The hips evenly pressed into the ground. The knees relaxed. The feet relaxed. Whatever brings you to the practice, friends. Whatever your reasons, whatever your motivations, let's give thanks for those. And connecting however you wish to your true self, to your source of creation. Let's open up with the chanting of 3 arms. Let's sweep the hands above the head. Inhale, sweep the hands up nice and tall. Bring the hands in front of the forehead. We lower the hands in front of the mouth. Inhale. And the prayer in front of the heart. Inhale. I'm going to leave you in silence for 60 seconds. This is a little bit of contemplation. We now enter to 3 rounds of 60-second Kapalbhati, breath of fire. Getting into Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, let's just use those muscles. So you don't have to force the air out, you just start to contract and just take into those lower energy centers. Take a nice deep breath, let's begin. Inhale, and exhale, squeeze. 2, and 1. Releasing the hands from prayer. Inhale, sweep them up. Lengthen out. Fill the body up full of air. Fill it up full of prana. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale up halfway. Walk the sit bones back if you like. Adjust the hips. And then allow yourself to fold forward. Just acknowledging any stiffness. Acknowledging any sensations. Acknowledging your body. And just being aware of where you are and how you feel. On the next inhale, come back up to center. Vertebra by vertebra, we stack the spine and reach the hands up to prayer. Exhale, bring the prayer down through the center line. Splitting the hands at the heart this time, taking the palms down to the knees. Going to enter into our second round. Take a nice deep breath, inhale. And once again, bandha, bandha, bandha. Take a nice deep breath, inhale. And slowly exhale. Sweeping the hands up, inhale, lengthen with the body. Exhale, fold forward again. Open up the back of the body. And as you exhale, fold forward. Breathe into the heart center. Not just into the front of the heart, but into the back of the heart as well. You can almost imagine like that figure of 8 running through your body, through the heart. One more breath. And then inhale, come up slowly. Sweep the hands up, fill the body up full of air. Exhale, bring the hands to prayer, bring the prayer down through the center line. Right, third round. Left hand, take the back of the left hand to the top of the left knee, the thumb and the forefinger together. We're now going to combine the Kapalbhati with Nadi Shavasana, an alternative nostril breath. This may be challenging, and that's fine. But that's what we're about today. Maybe taking on some new challenges. So index finger, middle finger between the eyebrows. Use the thumb to close off the left nostril. Inhale nice and deep. And we go. Little short, sharp breaths. Inhale, reach the hands up nice and tall. Fill the heart, fill the belly full of air. As you exhale, fold forward. Breathe. Fill the lungs, lengthen the spine. Exhale, down and round. Let go. Note the stiffness in the body. Note where you find your limits. You don't have to go past it if you don't want to. Maybe just lean. Maybe just breathe. And on the next inhale, all the way back up to seated. Reach the hands up nice and tall. Exhale, bring the hands to prayer, prayer to the heart center. Right, we're going to work our way into a downward facing dog. Either over the knees, rolling over the ankles, whichever way is good for you. Now I realize we haven't done a lot of warm up into the wrists and ankles, so take care of yourself. Make sure that the foundations are nice and good. Tuck the toes under, we're going to lift the bum up, and we're going to walk the downward dog out. So we're going to use our downward dog to kind of warm up the wrists and the ankles. Of course, if downward dogs are not your thing, you feel free to stay on the hands and knees and just walk the legs out and walk the hands out. There are always options here. Pull the navel in, lift the bum up nice and high, relax the shoulders down. Find a little bit of length into the back of the legs as you swish the tail from side to side. Maybe nod the head yes, or maybe shake the head no. 2 more breaths. And then we're going to come forward into a plank pose. So, shoulders over elbows, elbows over wrists. If planking isn't your thing, feel free to drop down to the knees, but keep the tailbone a little bit tucked in, so we're lengthening into the lower back. Engage through your core here and breathe nice and deeply. If you are after a little bit more of a challenge, lift up the right leg. Engage through the core, push backwards with the left heel. Maybe if you're up for a little bit more of a challenge, let's swap over the legs. Right leg down, left leg up. High hips, high shoulders, high hands. Left leg comes down, down onto the knees, take a cat-cow. Inhale, tailbone up, belly down, chest forward. Exhale, roll back through the shoulders, roll through the hips as you round the spine into your cat pose. 2 more. Inhale, tailbone out, belly down, chest forward. Exhale, round. All right, downward dog. Toes under, tailbone up. Soften through the shoulders, soften through the elbows. If you're up for a challenge, right leg comes up. 3 breaths. Stretch through the right thigh and stretch through the back of the left leg. Press with the hands and release the head. If you want to swap legs, bring the right leg down, raise the left leg up, three-legged dog. Explore the sensations through the shoulders, the hands, the elbows, the hips, the knees, the heels. Bring the left leg down, come back down to all fours. Take 3 cat-cows. Inhale, tailbone out, belly down, chest forward. Exhale around the spine. Right, crossing the legs behind you or swinging the feet to the side. Come back into Sukhasana, back into your easy posture. Let's go your natural way. See if you can take the opposite shin in front this time. Picking the hands up in front of you. I want you to take the right hand underneath the left wrist, take the thumb into the palm, wrap the fingers around the thumb and rotate the wrist. Now that we've already had a little bit of heat coming in there, you might find a bit of a different sensation to when you rotate the wrists when they're cold. Change direction, just note how you feel. Swapping hands over, left under the right, thumb into the palm, fingers around the thumb. We rotate the wrist. And we rotate the wrist. Coming into cactus arms, inhale. Lift the heart, pull the elbows back, look up to the sky. Tuck the chin a little bit in so we get lengthened through the back of the neck. And then exhale, bringing the hands down next to the body. Press with the palms, press with the fingers. See if you can lift the bum just a little bit off the ground. Stretch through the shoulders, lengthen through the back of the neck. Exhale, come down. Right, back over onto all fours. So either rolling over the knees or swing the feet to the side. Or just to come up into some half lunges. So we're going to take the right leg and send the right leg out nice and long. And then bring the right foot forward. The sole of the right foot down to the ground. Press backwards. If you want a little bit more stretch into the hips, feel free to walk the left knee back. Maybe even tuck the left toes underneath. Inhale. Let's lift the arms up. Pull the thighs together, shoulders back and down. And I want us to breathe nice and deeply into the belly. Not a lion's, not a Kapalbhati, but it's a nice strong ujjayi. And squeeze. Tail, the navel, that whole central line of energy. Right, if you'd like to take it a little bit further, push backwards with the left heel, raise the left knee off the ground into Ashta Chandrasana. Once again, just 3 nice deep breaths. Use the abdomen. And 1. Right, let's swap it over, folds forward. Take the hands to the ground and step the right foot back to meet the left. Come on to all fours. Sending the left leg out, raise it up to the sky, and then step the left foot forward. Right, if you're happy with where the knees are, feel free to stay. Otherwise, walking the right knee back slightly, maybe tucking the toes under. Inhale, raise up. Find space in the heart. Lengthen the back of the neck. 3 breaths. And Mula Bandha, Uddiyana Bandha, Jalandhara Bandha. Check in with that middle line. Even if it's just your imagination. Try and squeeze and activate. If you're up for a little bit more of a challenge, keep the hands up. Press backwards with the right heel. Raise the body up. Activating through both thighs. We breathe into that central line. And 2. And 1. Folding forward to take the hands to the ground and now step the right foot up to meet the left. Hands to shins, inhale, halfway lift, bring the feet together. We're going to raise up into Utkatasana, into our chair pose. So dropping the bum down, put the hands up in front of you. Lift the heart, lengthen the arms and sit back. 5 breaths. Breathe. 4. Lovely strong breath. 3, 2. Standing up into mountain pose. Inhale, bring the hands next to the body and lengthen the legs. Relax the shoulders. 3 breaths. Inhale. And 2. And 1. Back into Utkatasana, back into chair pose. Inhale, sweep the hands up. Exhale, bend down, send the bum back, bring the hands to prayer to the heart. We're going to twist. So let's go to the left hand side first. So take the right elbow down to the left knee. Inhale, lengthen the spine and drop the bum. Exhale, twist. 3 breaths. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. Inhale, drop the bum down. And twist the whole way through the spine, the legs that are providing you support. Last one. And inhale, come back to center. Exhale, let's twist the other way. Chin in, spine long. Exhale, twist. 2. And 1. On the inhale, come back to center, reach up to the sky. And exhale, swan dive the hands down. Roll the shoulders back. And roll them forward. Maybe roll them in opposite directions. Right, into our standing sequence. We're going to take the right foot back for our warrior 2. Step into the back of the mat. Just open to the right hand side, heel to arch, heel to heel alignment with the feet. Bringing the hands up, we make sure that the body is aligned to the long end of the mat. As you exhale, bend into the left knee, sink your body down. Find a little bit more space between the feet if it's necessary. You can turn the right toes in slightly, just to provide that extra little bit of stretch into the hip. The hands are going out long. Don't worry about picking them up too high. But allow them just to settle so we can breathe. And once again, I invite you to connect to that central line of energy. Breathing between the crown of the head and the tail. And the tail and the crown of the head. And pretty much everything in between. Because once we've connected to that central channel, it starts to blossom, starts to flower outwards. From the heart, from the throat, the crown of the head, the solar plexus, all the way down through the pelvis. Once we've connected to that central channel, we can start sending energy all the way to our tips of our fingers and the tips of our toes. Let's reverse the warrior. 3 breaths. Right hand comes to the right hip, left palm open, sweep the arm back. Try and keep the hips nice and open as you keep the center of gravity low. Inhale once again, strong breaths. And 1. Extended side angle. Left elbow down to the left knee, roll the right shoulder back. If it's available, pick the right arm above the head. And we're here for 3. And 2. And 1. Bringing the right hand back to the right hip, look down to the left foot, and take the hand down to the ground. Let's transfer the body's weight over the left ankle, picking the right leg up behind you. Roll the right hip back and see if we can find our half moon pose. Maybe releasing the right hand up towards the sky, lengthening through the body, lengthening through the left leg, lengthening through the hips. 3, and 2. And step in the right foot up to the front of the mat. Bring the hands to shins. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, soften and fold. Inhale, root to rise. Reaching the hands up to the sky, palms meet above the head in prayer. Exhale, bring the prayer down to the center line. We transfer the body's weight into the right foot, and we step the left leg back into our warrior 2. A whole 60 seconds here. So take your time. It's a posture we know and love well. Well, we may not love them, but we know them. If we don't love them, we definitely know them. That's one of the things I found with the practice. Sometimes when we find poses that we don't like, we need to challenge ourselves, or at least challenge our perspective on the pose. Can we take an easier version? Can we use a prop? Does the pose need to be done at all? Let's take 3 more breaths. Good, strong breaths. And reversing the warrior, left hand to the hip, right hand comes up. Activate through the legs. Activate through the soles of the feet. We lift and lengthen. 2 more. Extended side angle, taking the right elbow down to the right knee. The left hand can stay on the left hip as we lift the heart. Lift into the thighs. Lift into the hip bone. Roll the left shoulder back. And if it's available, raise the left hand above the head. 3. And 2. And 1. Coming into our half moon. The left hand comes down back to the left hip. Our gaze goes down to the right foot. We bring the left leg a little bit closer. Maybe take the right hand down. Roll back with the left hip as we lengthen the right leg. The back of the neck is long. If we're nice and secure, we can roll the left shoulder back with ease. Roll the left hip open. 3. And 2. Last 1. Step the left foot up to the front of the mat. Hands to shins, inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, soften, fold. And inhale. Rooting to rise. Reaching the hands up to the sky, palms meet above the head. Exhale, bring the prayer down to the center line. Tadasana, take 3 breaths. Adjust if necessary. Have a sip of water if necessary. Or after 1 more nice deep breath, we move into our tree pose. So let's transfer the body's weight onto the left foot, hands to prayer. Picking the right knee up in front of you, opening the hip up to the right hand side, the sole of the foot. Sole of the right foot comes to either the left ankle, the left calf muscle, or the inside of the left thigh. The right hip rolls open. We stack head above heart, heart above pelvis. And when we're ready, when we find our balance, take the next challenge, raising the hands above the head, allowing the back of the neck to lengthen. Roll the shoulder blades back and down. Maybe pull the elbows back just a little. 3. And 2. And then bring the hands down to the hips. We're going to take the right fingers and see if we can grab hold of the right big toe. If that's not available, just grab the back of the knee and then send the right heel out, long in front of us. Inhale, lift the heart to lengthen and roll the shoulders back. We're here for 3. and 2. And then into our dancer's pose. Bend into the right knee, grabbing hold of the top of the right foot or the right ankle. Bring the right knee back, stand up nice and tall, releasing the left hand. Lift and lengthen with the body, and then hinge on the left hip. Pressing backwards with the right foot into the right hand. Sending the left arm out nice and long. Ooh, hello feet. 3 nice deep breaths. And 2. And then coming back down, release the foot, and come back down into standing. Hands go back to prayer at the heart center, and we transfer the body's weight into the right foot. Let's do the other side. Opening up the hip, ankle, calf muscle, thigh, whichever way is good. I feel like I should be standing this way. I realize I kind of got my back, but like, I don't know. I need to learn how to position myself in this room. Apologies, this isn't about me, this is about the practice. So if we're ready, let's lift the hands above the head, roll the shoulders back. Inhale, fill the body full of air. 3 nice deep breaths. And 2. And 1. Bring the hands back down to the hips, taking the trigger fingers of the left hand underneath or down to the left toe, or the left hand underneath the left knee. Let's send the left heel out and stand up nice and tall as possible. Shoulders back and down, heart open, core engaged for 3, and 2, and then moving into our dancer's pose. Bending into the knee, taking the top of the foot. Not today, Josephine. Right. In the heel up to the bum. And releasing the right hand up, lengthen through the body. And then we hinge at the hip, folding forward. And feel free to take a mudra on the hand. High 5. 2. And 1. And then exhale, calm down, come back to standing. Right, let's take a sun salutation in. Inhale, sweep the hands up, lengthen through the body. On the exhale, bend into the knees if you like, hinge at the hips, allow the body to fold. Hands to shins, halfway lift, lengthen into the back of the knees. As you exhale, taking both hands down, let's step or jump both feet back out into a high plank pose. Exhale. Chest between the hands. Lengthen the legs and then open up the heart, lifting into our cobra. Exhale, toes under and into a downward facing dog. 5 breaths. Feel free to walk it out, or feel free just to hang into the posture. 3. And 2. And let's take some side planks. So coming down onto the right knee, bring the right hand underneath the right shoulder. Rolling the sole of the left foot onto the ground, we can twist open, releasing the left hand to the sky. If you wish to take the full side plank, slide the right leg underneath the left, lift the heart. If you're up for that extra little bit of challenge, feel free to release the left leg off the ground. Either starfishing out or opening up. 3. And 2. And 1. Exhale, coming down onto all fours. Take a cat-cow. Tailbone up, belly down, chest forward. Exhale, round the spine. Tucking the toes under. Let's send the tailbone up and back. Once again into our downward dog. And we use this as a break for getting into our plank pose or side plank. Coming down onto the left knee, bring the left hand underneath the left shoulder, roll the sole of the right foot down and twist and lift. If you want to go big, slide the left leg under. If you want to go balanced, we raise the right leg up. 4, 3, 2, and coming down. Once again, onto all fours. Cat cow. Tailbone up, belly down, chest forward. Exhale, round the spine. All right, dropping the bums to the heels. This is lengthen out the lower back for a moment. 3, and 2, and coming into our seated sequence. Either coming up onto all fours, swing the feet around, or if you've got a jump rope, feel free to take a jump rope. We're going to start in Dandasana, staff pose, to get some length into the back of the legs. Make sure that the heels are towards the end of the mat. We are going to roll onto our backs relatively soon. Press with the fingers and press with the palms. Roll, I've already said that, sorry. Lift the crown of the head up towards the sky. Now, instead of sort of fluttering those bumpers, I have a little bit more tension. That's not necessarily the right word. What am I looking for? Shape. 2, and 1. All right, now I want us to come down into a hip bridge. So, lowering the body down to the ground, bend into the knees, soles of the feet to the ground, and then let's lift the bum. Exhale, come down. 5 of them. 3. 2. And 1. Soles of the feet together, open up the knees like a book. 5 deep breaths, inhale. Active breath. Using the low core. Using the mid core. And under Balasana, picking the feet up, take the hands in between the knees, either grabbing the feet, the ankles, or even the backs of the knees. Open up the soles of the feet towards the sky. 5 breaths. Keep a bend into the knees. Bring the tops of the thighs as close to the body as possible. The knees coming in towards the armpits. 3. And 2. And 1. Exhale, release that. Into our second round of the hip bridges. Inhale, lift the bum up. Exhale, come down. 4. Ujjayi breath. Especially if nobody can hear you. Inhale. Enjoy making that noise. 2. And last 1. Inhale, pick the hands above the head. And interlacing the fingers, bring the hands behind the head. So we're getting a little cradle. Thumbs running down the side of the neck. And then we're going to pick the knees up into the chest. And we're going to bicycle the legs. So taking the ankles. And imagining that you were riding a bicycle. 3. And on the one, we're going to change direction. And if you're up to something a little bit more intense, we can start to take the elbows to the opposite knees as you cycle. Use the core. 3 and 2 and 1. Exhale, come down. Soles of the feet to the ground. 5 hip bridges. Press with the feet, raise the bum up. Oh, lengthen through the tops of the thighs. Exhale, come down. 4. 3. 2. And 1. Taking a longer twist. Inhale, picking the hands above the head. Come into cactus. Let's go to the left-hand side first. Dropping both knees down to the left-hand side. If you need to stack thigh upon thigh, hip upon hip, and take a nice deep twist, more through the shoulder, more through the upper back. Or if you want, separate the feet, maybe crossing the left ankle over the right knee. Whichever version of the reclined twist you enjoy, what the hell, do that one today. You get to do your favorite. And you get another 5 breaths. You can send your chin to the opposite shoulder. Just note how the spine feels, note how the hips feel, note how the hands and the feet feel. And then on the next inhale, let's swap it over. And whichever version you took to the left, do the same to the right. Balance yourself out. And even if today you're like, oh, I don't want to do the twist, don't do it. Give yourself that option. Three more. And 2. Last one. Inhale, coming back to center. Release the hands next to you, palm side down. Let's windshield wiper the legs for a moment. Get the heels back up to the bum. We're going to slide the hands underneath the bum. So taking the palm side down, sit backwards onto the tops of the wrists, onto the tops of the hands. And then putting the shoulder blades together, lengthen the back of the neck. Let's pull the thighs together and lift the feet off the ground. Adjust if necessary. Then sending both heels up towards the sky. Point the toes out. We're here for 5. 4. Breathe into those energy channels. 3. 2. Bending both knees, hinge at the hips, bring the knees into the chest. And let's see if we can lift the tailbone off the hands. Press. Start lifting the sit bones up. If you do have halasana, if you do have the plow pose in your practice, and you'd like to lengthen the legs and keep the feet over the head, feel free to do so. Actually, as a matter of fact, if you have a shoulder stand in your practice, and you'd like to take this up into the shoulder stand, feel free to do so. Otherwise, engage the core and then let's lengthen the legs out again. This time, push out with the heels so the soles of the feet come flat to the ground. We're squeezing all three bandhas nice and strong into the core. 2. Actually, sorry, I should leave you a little bit longer if you go into the shoulders down. Adjust the legs if necessary. Adjust the hips if necessary. 3 more breaths. And then let's start making our way down. Slowly bend into the knees. Bring the soles of the feet down to the ground. And when the soles of the feet touch, press and lift the bum. And open up the wrists. Open up the palms to the sky. Walk the shoulder blades back towards each other and then take the palms to exactly where the backs of the hands were. And then press the palms into the buttocks, into the lower back. Spread the fingers and allow yourself to press with the backs of the arms. So we're triangulating between the shoulders, the arms, and the legs. 2. Last 1. Exhale, come down. Bringing the knees into the chest, wrap the hands around the legs, and let's put the nose up towards the knees. Round yourself into a ball, give yourself a squeeze. We're here for 3. And then preparing for Shavasana. If you've got any socks or any jerseys that you'd like to put on, now's the time to do so. Otherwise, take a nice deep breath. Send the heels into the corner of the mat, open the palms to the sky, and allow the body to rest. See if you can feel the energy that you have cultivated. What's quite amusing is that I'm in quite a cold room. So as I'm lying here, I can actually see the steam rising out of my jersey. Perhaps close your eyes. See if you can feel the same sensation. The changing of the elements. Ayurveda is one of the most ancient medical systems known to humankind. It's often represented by the god of medicine, the Untitled, who's one of the avatars of Vishnu. It's said that when he was born, he rose from a sea of milk, an ocean of milk, and he held the nectar of immortality in his hand. This nectar was stolen by some demons, but eventually once again recovered by Vishnu. It's a story for another day. This chap's contribution was to tell us that the key to health is the balance of the elements. Most importantly, the balance of our digestive fire, Agni. When we control how we burn energy, how we change things, we can start to add more structure, more control to our lives, to our minds, to our bodies. And dare I say it, even our spiritual existence. If we look at Samkhya, the philosophical system that's often linked to yoga, it teaches us that we consist of two independent realities: consciousness, matter. Consciousness is the ultimate principle behind the universe. Matter, or nature, all things that are manifest or even unmanifest. Samkhya, very similar to the Buddha, tells us that we are born to suffer. Due to the transient nature of life, we are tied up into this state of suffering. When we open the practice, we sit in Sukhasana, Sukha, the easy posture. Dukkha is the opposite to Sukha. It is suffering, unhappiness, stress. Samkhya teaches us that if we remove the delusion of reality, we can remove the suffering. According to Samkhya, the only way to find a lasting escape from suffering is to realize the true nature of the universe. And this is why we have the practice of yoga. The exploration of the truth. Not the potential delusion of the senses, but that ultimate principle. The balance between matter, nature, and consciousness. Fire, air, earth, water, ether. When we're in balance, we find the perfect place for growth, healing, balance. Become aware of your body as it lies on the mat in this room. Your physical body. How does it feel? Now take a nice deep breath. Inhale through your nose. And slowly exhale. Breathe through your body. Who is breathing? You are. I am breathing. Perhaps even say that to yourself. Acknowledge the fact that you are there, uniting body and breath. Hatha Yoga Nusha. With every breath and every moment, the practice of yoga continues. Let's prepare the body once again for motion. And let's do it by taking a nice big stretch. Reach the hands above the head. Let's lengthen out. Maybe wiggle the fingers and wiggle the toes. Maybe roll the wrists and roll the ankles. Maybe get a little bit of a bend into the elbows, and a little bit of a bend into the knees. Oh, maybe rock the hips from side to side. Do what feels good to bring yourself back here, back into a space where we can move. And then bringing the knees up into the chest. Give yourself a nice big hug. Bringing the nose up to the knees, round yourself into a ball, give yourself a squeeze. Then making our way back up into a seat. Either rocking and rolling along the length of the spine, or rocking onto the right hand side, picking yourself up with the left hand. We meet once again, Sukhasana. So if you don't find ease, if this is Dukkasana, change. Grab cushion. Send the legs out long. Either way, we find head above heart and heart above pelvis, hands to prayer at the heart. Thank you for sharing your practice with me. I'd like to thank also the teachings and all of the lessons that have come down for us, so that we can share this practice. Whatever brings you to the practice. Take 2 breaths in meditation. Releasing your hands from prayer. Inhale, sweep them up the sides of the walls. Take up some space, as much space as you can, and then bring the hands to pray. As you exhale, lower the prayer down, let the thumbs rest between the eyes. And on your adventures, friends, may peace be with your thoughts. We lower the prayer in front of the mouth. And my friends, may peace be with your actions. And then lowering the prayer in front of the heart center. Oh, my friends, may peace be with your hearts. Let's close this practice with the chanting of 1. Inhaling through the nose. Have a wonderful day, friends. Take care of yourselves. Thank you once again. Mwah. I love you all. If anybody needs me, you know where to find me. Otherwise, I'm off to the walnuts for 11:30.
Thank you.
Only a pleasure. Have a lovely day.
All right, bye.
Where did he go? Oh, Alison. I wasn't expecting that to you. I don't know.